Okay, hello everybody, this is Brother Joe. I just wanted to show you something here. A couple months ago now, I noticed that we had a tomato plant growing behind our garage over here, and I want y'all to see this and take this in. You notice those tomatoes right there look like apples. You know, they're so big and so many. Notice the size. Look at the depth of that tomato plant, and or the vine of the tomato. I guess they call it a vine. And you can see little maters all over the place. And there's another one hidden up underneath that limb or that leaf there. Some of them over here, and we got great big ones down there. And I wasn't trying to grow tomatoes, but the freakiest thing about this thing is, notice the size of this thing. I mean, this thing is, I don't know, 10-12 foot long, and I am not kidding you. It all stems from one plant, one tomato plant in there, and this thing has grown and grown. Look at the size of those maters. There's a bunch of them down in here, and that great big one there. And this thing was absolutely accidental. I don't know if this was from a bird dropping, and sometimes I'll come back here and throw some of the food that's left over that we feed on the streets, but not as much anything that has tomato in it that I can think of. So I don't know if it was from a bird or if it was just something I threw out here to some of the critters that run around, or if a tomato seed just got caught up in something. But anyway, or like I said, or a bird pootered it out. But we got everything from tomatoes, the size of it. I mean, that thing is about the size of a green apple. There's another one right next to it, and they got little bitty ones just starting to grow right here. I almost fell down. That would have been fun. Anyway, I bet you, I'm not betting, but I'm telling you, I bet there's 20 different tomatoes itself on this one tomato plant. But it goes from all the way over here. This is one plant. I swear this is one plant. You can see the size of that tomato right over there. Let me bring that thing up. So anyway, this thing has spread out into the lawn, started to climb a part of one of my bunk bed thingies that we use for shelves nowadays. Those are FEMA bunk beds from Hurricane Katrina years ago. One of my old sign backings as part of it, keeping some of it up off the ground. And give you a little optics here. This thing is, I bet you that is 10 or 12 foot long. And notice the size of this plant's vine. Look at the size of that thing. Look how big that is. That thing is big, almost as big as my thumb. Easy as big as my index finger. A couple other spots it's even thicker. Maters all over the place. But it started late. My mother and my sister keep talking, Twyla and my mom keep talking about vine ripened tomatoes. I've been hoping these things were going to turn red, but it's not turning, it's just growing. And so the tomatoes, a lot of these tomatoes have gotten huge, but it's still producing little bitty maters this late in the day. So eventually I guess I'm either going to have to pick it and hope it'll turn red in the windowsill at my mom's house or at Twyla's house. But the rest of this stuff, you know, I'm going to have to get rid of it soon because frost is coming. We're that far in. We had a bunch of work done back here in the back a few months ago, and for whatever reason put up that at least in the one of the young men that has been helping her put this stone wall thingy up here, and it's really pretty. And then these were some leftover lights we used to use, and they're solar operated. And there's my pelican after a million years. But these solar lights light up real good on a nighttime after a real sunny day. They light up at nighttime after a real good sunny day. But it's a pretty little spot on the earth here that these trees and everything were put in. And then these are the ones we had. I said we don't need to tear them things out because it just gives us a little privacy between us and the church parking lot behind us. There goes a squirrel up there. And I told you, this is Mutual of Omaha around this place. And you hear the cardinals chirping at me because you're used for me throwing pieces of bread or nuts or something out to the critters back here. But anyway, what a tomato plant. I mean, seriously, there's a whole bunch of maters right there, but look at this. That right there is as big as my thumb. That part of that tomato plant. There's another great big one right down in there. Trying to get him where you can see him. I mean, they're everywhere. Okay, anyway, that might not thrill anybody, but this thing is 100% accidental, and I'm telling you, that's 10, 12 foot long, from long side to side, maybe even bigger, and it just keeps growing. If we let it go much longer, that thing's gonna, it's like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes or something. All right, anyway, by the way, I've got a little red squirrel that's gotten into my garage over there on the corner, and he chases all those other squirrels in our neighborhood around me. He's a mean little booger. All right, okay, anyway, this is Bro Joe signing out. Talk to you later. Love y'all. Bye.